for some reason, I cannot get these subtitles to stop transcribing me. I mean, it's one thing to watch anime, but to be reading everything that I'm saying now, it's like watching Netflix at your friend's house. Like, oh, how do you turn these subtitles off? No, I actually want them like that, said your friend. I swear, like, a lot of my millennial, Gen X, and some Gen Z people, actually all the Gen Z people, are like trying to cut corners here. Like, this is their way of watching the movie and reading the book at the same time. I mean, I guess that the way things are now, some people don't like picturing things as they're reading. Yeah, I think the same people are waiting for blog post the movie. Okay, I do not want to do the whole show like this. What the heck, man? Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Okay, we got the CC1 taken care of. It's just great. I mean, at least it's not the SAP, if you know what I mean. Now, isn't it strange, ladies and gentlemen, when you're just like trying to sleep at night, and by the time that you actually start dreaming, like, it's kind of pointless? I mean, it feels like a Seinfeld episode at this point. You know, it was a dream about nothing. And did it really conclude? Did it really go anywhere? Was there a beginning, middle, and end? I don't know. But here's the fluke of a visual I had the other night. Like, all I saw was I was at the store with a shopping list, and they were out of jasmine rice. That's a pretty simple story. Like, kind of a waste of 8 hours, but it really should have ended with this. Of course, you know, I'm never here to pick on, like, teachers' pets, know-it-alls. Those people that walk into a room and then you're like, oh God, he's here. Or the rest. But, like, first impressions are, of course, a two-way street. Like, I know we all remember handshakes. I mean, wasn't that long ago. It was like a good 5 months ago. Like, when you first meet somebody, you're like, hey, welcome aboard. Great to meet you. Right? And your inner thoughts are like, ugh, this guy is way too confident. It's like, gee, man, you've only been here a day and a half, not even 2 hours, and you're already acting like you've been here for 5 years. And they're looking at you like, this guy should smile more. Like, is he all there? Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Oop, sorry, that's off topic. Nice to meet you too. Alright, so you know, there's two types of workers for this example. Like, there's those who, you know, only do as instructed, so basically just stand there until told otherwise. And then there's those who just think, what's next? Like, they already got the supplies for the next round. Well, you're going all over creation, trying to figure out where the leader is to get the okay to get the supplies for the next round. And I'm now thinking, maybe this type of person is a follower. I don't know. I mean, like, we all have that mindset, you know, this person is going to be working for me one day. Yep. Maybe if they weren't already in line to be the CEO. Still, they're not the boss of me. Okay, so take this for example. A motto a lot of people live by is, if you want something done right, you might as well do it yourself. And if we said we were going to take the trash out, I mean, it's human nature to get sidetracked. I mean, what were we doing? Scrolling through TikTok all night? And you know, they go in the room, they see the trash still hasn't been taken out, and they take it out themselves, thinking, he said he was going to do it. How good is his word? A lot of people have been asking me that for about 6 years. How good is my word? I mean, do I practice what I preach? I have no straight answer for you. But remember those dishes that you also said you were going to do? This person must think you are the biggest slacker. TikTok? Right. Alright, so, let's dive a little deeper into initiative and, like, what it's all about. Because, it can be good and it can be bad, but, as every job interview acing video on YouTube tells you, because, those are always accurate, saying that you take initiative is a plus at job interviews. And I really don't want to get into workplace acronyms either. Like, I can't tell you what STAR means, even though now I'm curious to know if I remember. Okay, situation, I don't remember what T stood for, action you took, and what was the result. Now, if we're talking about the results of this first segment, definitely dragging too long, trying to remember something that was off topic. Okay, so now we're going to try to veer away from the Taylor Swift book of this song's about you. Yeah, this topic's about you. And we're going to talk about something a little different, self-starters. Now, the best way I can describe them is, that kid that does really well in school, turns in assignments early, brings the textbooks home to read ahead, and turns in unassigned extra credit. I swear, under that long hair and Jack Skellington sweatshirt was a mastermind. Or maybe he was a super senior who'd done all this stuff already. How about this? Self-taught. Being self-taught has different outcomes for everybody. And take this for example. You try to learn a new hobby, teach yourself a new skill, and you're at it on your own. You're looking at videos, you're reading into it. Sure, some of you take a class or take lessons, but some of us have been teaching ourselves for so long, we've developed a lot of sloppy habits. I've been playing piano for 15 years, only took 2 weeks of lessons when I was 8, and I play by chord as if my fingers had Botox injected into them. And I don't know, carpal tunnel or neuropathy, whichever comes first. Fingers crossed. And knocking on wood. And of course, speaking of knowing where C is, a lot of people try to learn a new language, and some may tell you that learning English is harder than learning that native language. But I know when I take free Spanish lessons off of YouTube, because I've never met whoever this Rosetta Stone is, I know when I get really into it, I'm testing out my Spanish with some friends, and I tell you, I butcher words in all kinds of languages, even English. But whenever I roll my R's, I notice they roll their I's. Is that weird? Maybe another time. Well, we've got a lot of show to fill, of course. That being said, I'm going to need a minute. So I started watching old clips of Animaniacs and Tiny Toons Adventures, and of course a couple things came to mind, one, why did I buy several episodes of this stuff on iTunes in 2015? And that was my graduation money. I could have went toward my first car, definitely wouldn't have been driving a 1993 Volvo for sure. Canon, I drive a 2014 Nissan now. But yeah, a lot of current events at the time are being brought up and all these references that are going over my head, and it's not really healthy for a guy like me who always feels like he's the last to know. I should go on Twitter more. I mean, you ever feel so left in the dark with today's trends? You're still catching up on The Office and that ended 8 years ago. And then you try new things, and you think you got this, but before you know it, you go to Starbucks and you order a Verde, when you clearly meant venti. Yep, true story, by the way. And the girl in the green apron was laughing with you. And it could be worse. You could go to GNC looking for cars, and then, sir, you're thinking of GMC. I did not go to school for this. How about this? You know when your parents drag you places, you know, they're adult children, they drag you to, you know, parties at their friend's house, like get-togethers, and, you know, your parents' friends are, like, talking up their kid's success. Like, our Tiffany just graduated med school and she's going to Barcelona. Oh, our Jared, he just signed on for 4 more years in the Army. He's stationed in Texas. And then, you know, your parents want to chime in. Our Timothy, you know, he just graduated with his arts degree. He said he wanted to use it to be a freeloader. Freelancer, Dad. Yeah. What he said. He moved back home, by the way. Well, it's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's the 100th one, and thank goodness there's going to be no more compilation videos that all look the same. Oh, here it is. Always the last place you check. Alright, this week's list is titled 10. We never go up to 10. This must be a special occasion. Yep. Letterman on my wall must be proud. Okay. 10 rejected award ceremony categories. I went all out for this list. Like, spent nights and hours trying to think, how can we not overhype a list and then it's like one of those flukes? Nope, I really thought about these list items here. So no hesitating with this list, even though we can call that hesitating whatsoever. At number 10, first one to have a 10. Best blindside in a reality TV show. Number 9, Best Supporting Actress in an IGTV video. Number 8, Best B Movie. Number 7, Con Artist of the Year. Number 6, Posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award. Number 5, the Susan B. Anthony Karen of the Year Award. Number 4, Best Guest Actor in a Vlog Squad video. Number 3, Best Good Sport in a Social Experiment video. Those things are brutal. Number 2, Greatest Performance as an Extra. And number 1, on the 100th list, 100th possibility list, 10 rejected award ceremony categories. Best Glitch in an Animated Picture. Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. So, you know what we haven't done in a while? It's like we've let years go by. I mean, this year specifically, we've been filling this spot with something extra. But I'm like, you know, people may forget that when I started the show, we used to have fun segments, fun games to fill time. And we haven't done that in a long time. Because, you know, being original can only take us so far. That's why I'm happy to say it's time for events in history that actually happened. So Katy Perry is a household name. Lots of hit songs like Roar, Pardon Me, Daisies, to name a few. She has also a lot to do with memes that were brought to us over the years, like Backpack Kid and Left Shark. I know when I was a kid, I had I Kissed a Girl and Hot and Cold on repeat. But, you know, speaking of hot and cold, a lot of popular songs get educationally spoofed for Sesame Street. And the folks at Sesame Workshop had a segment made featuring Katy Perry and Elmo. I'll play a part of it and leave it to your imagination as to why parents demanded why parents demanded it not air. English, Rob, English.
You said you wanted to play dress up. Well, don't you?
And really, just imagine the letters going to Sesame Workshop when this was played ahead of time for parents to see before it made the show. Like, too racy, too risque for a children's show. My little Billy is weaning off breast milk and it feels like you're teasing him. Yep, you know, stuff like that. Shame. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. I just realized right now that Rod is nowhere to be found in my room. He was supposed to say something toward the end of the show. But I think if he were here, he would be like, "Rob, you are the biggest idiot." I can second that. All right, and that is the show. Thank you.